everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 94. My fucking throat's killing me. I'm your host, Casey, and with me we have, who the fuck are you guys again? Slicer. We have Slicer. He's here. Hey.
Hey, you people don't sound like you're auto-tuned for the first time in like 3 weeks. It's great.
Hey. Is your internet fixed, or?
God, no.
Who am I kidding?
Of course not. Iowa just decided to be easy on him for today, at least.
That's nice of Iowa.
What the fuck?
Zero's here.
Did you know
not a shmup.
Did you know that Russia is opening a military Disneyland that allows guests to shoot military-grade weapons?
That's awesome.
It is.
Yes,
that's
you get to drive a T-90 tank or fly a Ka-52 alligator attack helicopter. All these cool simulators as well. Thanks, Russia.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I know, right?
Fucking Russia.
And
I don't think
Kenji.
it's worth going to Russia, but sure.
Kenji.
Okay, so, hi, I'm Kenji618, and last week my friend Zero graced me with something incredible in honor of my birthday that was missed. It's incredible. It's fan
His
fiction.
incredible ability to not turn off his phone it's just amazing.
Why would I
Or
do
just put
that?
it on silent. Or put it on silent or something so we can't hear his ringtone going off every 20 seconds.
Why would I do that? It's not my fault I'm in demand.
They have the thing, the light lights up when you get a text or something. Can you just use that?
No? Screw that.
You could, couldn't you? You just... Okay. Do the thing, Ken. Do the thing.
Anyway, Zero wrote an amazing fanfiction about me, Kenji618, and I will now share it with you. It was the dawn of a brand new day, and the sun had yet to rise. So Kenji roundhouse kicked it, and the day began. This is the story of Kenji. Episode 1. Happy Kenji Day, which implies that there will be more after this.
Well, I'm going to know you for longer, so there probably will be.
Oh, dear God.
I'm just alright with that. Today was Kenji Day, the annual celebration of the savior and champion of Swole, Truth, and Just Bleed. Although he was immortal, Kenji aged yet another year. A profound melancholy sat upon him as he felt his fading youth. It was at this time that Kenji hatched an idea to revitalize himself. I just need to do something so dumb and crazy that I'll feel young again. With this thought in mind, Kenji began his spree of bad ideas. Jumping over into a volcano on a motorcycle, wrestling with a polar bear in the nude, diving to the bottom of the ocean in order to punch the dark and dangerous creatures of the oceanic abyss. He did all of this and more, as he sought to soar to even greater heights of awesome. Yet none of it was able to satisfy him. Kenji Day was almost over, and he had yet to surpass himself. In a flash of divine light, Kenji was given one more idea. I'll punch a hole in the moon. Kenji crouched down and channeled his godlike power into his legs. In a single push, power exploded from Kenji's legs, allowing him to reach escape velocity in an instant. Rocketing out of the atmosphere, the cold vacuum of space embraced Kenji's body. Yet it did not take away his breath, for he did not need to breathe. The lack of blood circulation did not stop him, for he circulated his own blood with his muscles. Finally, upon reaching his target, the pale obstacle in his way, Kenji stopped. For standing in front of him was Kenji. I have come from the future through the Kenjiverse to stop you. The other Kenji grinned evilly. If you punch this moon, it will destroy it completely and raise you to the next level of awesome. That's why I'm going to destroy it first and reach an even higher level of awesome. With a roar, Kenji decided to fight against his own attempts to sabotage himself. The two of them began a fierce battle the likes of which the universe had never seen before. The first exchange shook the cosmos. The second destroyed a far-off galaxy. The third, well, it ended the conflict with the destruction of everything, both known and unknown. The winner, of course, was Kenji. Which Kenji? Who knows? Perhaps they fused. The world will never know. So using the accumulated power from defeating himself, Kenshi rewound time to stop himself from fighting the other version of himself, which resulted in 3 Kenshis. And they fought, and the winner was Kenshi. And that was how Kenshi Day ended. The end.
Wow.
Okay, full disclosure, I'd already heard most of that. Though the time travel so that there were suddenly 3 Kenshis threw me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting it. I probably should have been, but
Originally,
You know,
I was going to do a loop so there would eventually be 618 Kenshis, but I decided that would be too much.
well, it would explain
Save
where
it
the
for a
Kenshi-verse came from. You know,
Well, yeah,
it's
but
just
then
a
it would be
loop of
like
612 Kenshis just came together and created
Well,
the
the pro-
Kenshi-verse
the problem
and
I
went
had
back
with-
in time.
The problem I had with that was, though, Kenshi would defeat the others and then fuse, and then he would just keep doing it over and over and over again, and then it would probably jump right over 618. It needs to be, like, better. That's why it's only episode 1.
Is this gonna
Okay.
is this gonna be like that old Jet Li movie, The One, where I find out there's like a bunch of different universes with myself in them, and I have to go kill myself in every universe?
Kenshi-verse. It's
To get
entire
their power.
universe composed of Kenshi. It's like the multiverse, but it's different Kenshis.
Is there like Earth 1 Kenshi and New Earth Kenshi and
Yeah.
New
Earth 2
52 Kenshi
Yeah.
and Golden Age Kenshi and Silver Age Kenshi?
Kenshi. Sure.
So you can't keep suggesting these things because then he can't use them.
And oh,
Or I'll make
Hey,
them better.
we're not Game Freak. We can use ideas that people come up with and send to us.
Yeah.
Just fucking go for it. We're not copyrighted or anything.
See, I'm very good at imitating Kenshi's style, I think, with that.
Sure. So, I guess this is the point where we announce we are bringing back a feature that has long been forgotten by this podcast. Originally, in like episode 1, I think is the only time we actually did it, we were going to have dramatic readings and fan fictions. Memory says, yeah, we did it once and we had Krista do it in a cafe or something. And I think, what was it, Ethan got her to read some Harry Draco slash fiction, I think it was, or something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
So, yeah, that happened. Yeah. So we're going to bring
That's
that
probably
feature
why
back.
Chris
and
isn't
actually
even
do it.
here right now.
That might have something to do with it. It's quite possible. Yeah, so we're going to bring that feature back. We're not just going to do terrible ones or funny ones like Zero and Ken just brought to us for our amusement. Let's call it that.
It's a masterpiece.
Sure it was. Yeah, so we're going to be doing good ones as well as bad and funny ones.
Yeah.
And that will probably be part of the podcast towards the end of it, I think. For now, we're thinking of just making it its own show. But, you know, we'd have to make time for it and such. And that would be...
Yes,
an
schedule's
frequent
already
thing.
weird as it is.
Yeah, a little bit. So, still adjusting. And we're going to have to adjust again when Zero goes back to university. So it's going to be a thing. Yay, September. Woo! Yeah. So, let's start with the things that we usually do. So what do we usually do? We usually do what we're doing. So what are we doing? Slice that. I'm surprised how many new intros for this topic I'm coming up with.
Yeah.
Slice that.
So, you know how I bought all those games a while back? Like $150 worth of PS3 games? Yeah. So I wasn't satisfied because I didn't have a nice RPG that would take 100 hours to beat. So I walked into GameStop and I said, I want every Disgaea game on the PS3. And the guy just gave me the most blank look I have ever heard or seen, whatever. Both, actually, because there was kind of a...
blank look I ever heard.
Yeah.
There was a sound he made, too, so that's valid, but not what I meant.
Okay.
And there's this... a female cashier, and she's like, I like him. And then she took me to the back, and she picked out a bunch of games.
What? Okay.
Category.
Okay, we need more details on the story. Okay, Zero
That's
wants it to stop. I wanted to
it.
go
That's
on.
the extent of it. That's the extent of it, really. That's it.
Oh, you really should have embellished some there. That was the perfect, like... Oh.
No, you wanted
Sure.
video games, though. That was the priority.
She said,
here.
I like him, then she took me into the back, and... Come on! Where else could that possibly go?
Apparently Tales of series. That's it.
Oh yeah, Tales of series is... I've heard a lot of good things about that.
Did you get a number at least?
Yeah, so...
Oh,
What?
okay, cool.
No, he didn't. He wasn't listening.
Yeah, I didn't get that because I was talking at the same time. Yeah,
Did you get
that's
that number?
essentially my entire week. No, I didn't.
You didn't? For shame.
I was in the store for like 30 seconds, so no. I'm not that smooth. I'm sorry.
You didn't have to be at that point.
You didn't have to be at all. That...
Well, maybe next time you go back there, you just say, hey, I'm looking for a game. You think you have anything back there? And then you take advantage of that situation.
I don't think
Insert cheesy porn music? Yeah, awesome, great.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna. The moment's passed. He had a natural opening and didn't take it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Slicer.
You can't.
Slicer
Sure.
has so little game that even in a situation that required literally no game,
No.
he
He
still
does
lost.
have game. Remember, he went in the back to get games.
Please die. But yeah, that's my entire week because I haven't been able to do much of anything.
Title of the episode, Fandom Flux has no game.
Sure.
That's
Great.
sad.
You're gonna call it whatever you want, but that offends me deeply.
It offends Kenshi because Kenshi does have game. He has all the game.
He might, but, you know, all of the episode titles have been just Fandom Flux, such and such and thing.
Okay, Flux Casey.
Except for the one time when it was me, something, something, something. Like, it was Casey, something, 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 but I changed it because there was no reason for it. Anyway, Slicer, aside from not having game, what else did you do this week?
That's it.
He said he just
Like I
concluded
said,
that.
I haven't been able to do much of anything.
Apparently. Okay, let's go with Kenshi.
Okay, so Rocket League is still a thing, and it's still fucking awesome.
It's still super expensive to the point where I'm not going to get it for everyone.
I don't care. I'll buy it for myself again if I have to. I just want us to all share in the magic that is Rocket League. It's great.
I don't know what that is.
It's soccer and a demolition derby with cars in a gigantic roll cage arena.
Okay.
It's an indie game, but it's super good.
It would have to be.
It's getting a lot of attention for good reason. So, yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see. Also, in addition to that, I got over my fear of backflipping.
Really?
Yeah. The only thing doing it was the irrational fear of landing on my head, despite the fact that I have the athleticism to get it done, which is not a problem anymore, because I can do it now, so yay. Fuck you, world. I'm better than you again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did this thing called a shooting star press. You can Google that on your own time.
Google shooting star press.
Oh, God, you're going to look at it now?
No, I'm just putting it in a link dump.
Okay, yeah, you do that. So, yeah, I can do that now.
Now I'm going to Google it.
Why? You don't need to do that. I don't need to put everything on pause for you to just watch it.
I'm just going to...
Can't you just be happy for me being able to do more stupid things without fear of the negative repercussions in the future?
Oh, this video has music and fucking shitty word effects. That's great. If I saw that, I'm going to use this as the link.
Why? Don't do that. That'll make everyone angry. This was not my choice. Viewing world. It wasn't at all.
There we go. Okay, so it's like... Oh, it's a backflip where you just land...
It's a backflip forward.
Face down on someone.
It's a backflip forward. Instead of backwards. So there's extra stupid into it. Usually off an elevated surface.
Yeah, like the top rope, as in the video.
Yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah, more dumb things to hurt myself on in the future. And let's see. Oh yeah, my dad's getting surgery on Tuesday, and he's still walking around on his leg. That makes me... It's gotten to the point where, like, I can't even think about his Achilles injury anymore. It's like, one time last week, I saw it, like, he was sitting down, he had it elevated up on, like, the footrest we had in our house. And I just walked by, and I act like I'm going to knee drop his ankle, and just the act of pretending I was going to do that made my own leg hurt. Phantom pain.
Wow.
That's how bad it hurts me to think about his leg. So now he has, like, a walker for the first floor of the house, a walker for the basement, and crutches for upstairs.
Oh god, I actually know what you're talking about because of my job now. That's actually kind of cool a little bit, but it's still stupid. So what kind of walker has he got? Because I have to ask, god damn it. Is this what they call professional curiosity? I hate that.
Kinda.
That's a terrible thing.
The walker in the basement is, like, collapsible. The walker upstairs has wheels on it because he leaves the house with it.
4 or 3?
4. Or
4.
He's lazy.
I'm trying so hard not to make a Walker Texas Ranger pun. So hard. I'm not going to. I just want.
Well, if it helps, technically a 4-wheeled one is a rollator, not a walker. But, see, professional curiosity. I know these things now, and I kind of wish I didn't.
You're adapting quickly to your environment. I'm proud of you.
Remember when Ethan stole a wheelchair?
I do. I remember when he tried to pretend he was in a wheelchair, also.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
I still need to put that highlight on the video, the channel.
Oh, yeah, I was there for that story. That was a great story. Let's see, except for that, nothing's really been happening. I've been working more this week as well, so I haven't had a lot of time to do anything other than work out / sleep. So...
What, at the same time?
Sometimes it feels like it.
That's what that means. To do one / the other, that means you're doing them at the same time.
Well, I mean, sometimes I'll wake up on the floor after doing sit-ups.
You're really going for the
I
abs,
don't think
aren't
that's
you?
the same thing. Are they showing yet?
No, they're not done.
You're going to have to put up a picture when you actually get them, you realize.
Of course I will. You don't need to tell me that. I'll do it on my own. It probably won't even involve this show. It'll probably just me sending a message to all of you on Skype with a picture of my abs.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, neither would I. Okay. Anything else, Ken?
Nah, haven't really done much.
Cool. I guess I'll go and... Oh, right. I'd completely forgotten everything I was going to talk about until just now. So, I played more Fallout. Yes. I know. There was a nix on the whole subject, but
Breaking your own rules.
I can't help myself. So I met Three Dog on the Three Dog quest.
Yay.
Okay. Three Dog as a concept does not piss me off as much as he does some other people, namely Spoil One and crew. The reason he pisses them off is because he keeps talking a big game about fighting the good fight while he sits comfortably in his power armor, soldier protected radio station, where he has plenty of supplies, doesn't really want for anything, and has protection from the super mutants, and kind of lives in comfort.
And I like that about him, because it
makes he's kind of a dick.
He's hypocritical.
Yeah.
Because that's more realistic than some, Yeah. He can say we can fight the good fight because he's resting easy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's not why he pisses me off. He pisses me off because of how you talk to him. Namely, the conversation options that allow you to actually progress. Because there are 4. 3 of them basically tell him where to shove it. Which I appreciate that they're there, but they don't progress anywhere.
Yeah, they don't get you anywhere. You have to fucking kiss his ass. So
you are forced... No, you don't have to kiss his ass. You have to whine and beg for him to tell you where your daddy is.
Yeah. Not great.
Oh God, you do, don't you? Ah.
Yes, you do.
Now, when I first did this, I kind of got over it because it's like the first or second quest you get the second main quest you get after leaving the vault, so I didn't think about it, but the more I played through Fallout and realized, hey, this game's about making choices and doing things that piss people off. That's one of the aspects of it. This was not an option here.
Yep. Again, Bethesda, you don't really get how the Fallout style of gameplay works. You're allowed to choose how you do things. You do not kiss everyone's ass that the writer demands you to until you get to the ending cutscene where you are forced to kill yourself for no adequately explained reason.
In New Vegas, there's one character, the guy who he shoots you in the beginning, in the intro thing.
Benny, yes.
Yeah, Benny. You have a lot of options of dealing with him. It's
you have every option, actually.
Yes, you have every option.
You can sleep with him if you want to.
I know.
It's really strange.
The sleeping with him option goes 2 different ways, too. It branches off.
It's actually kind of funny because you offer to sleep with him and try and seduce him, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? I shot you in the head, now you want to fuck me? What the fuck is wrong with you? It's kind of great.
But it's like you have all those options for dealing with that. And I think that's why I like New Vegas a lot better, is the variety of options. Because I like Fallout 3. I like the way it plays. I like a lot of the characters and stuff. But I like the options that you have in New Vegas better.
I still want to play with 1 intelligence. I never got around to doing that.
In Fallout 3, it wouldn't change anything at all. Except you'd have no skill points. New Vegas, I believe it does actually change a lot. I'm not sure, though. I would have to check. Which would take a long time, because I've still got Tale of Two Wastelands installed. So, you start in Vault 101, and you have to actually find the place where you can get to New Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh god, how would that affect Tale of Two Wastelands? Like, if it changed the dialogue in New... I guess it wouldn't change it. That sucks. So you would all of a sudden, inexplicably, become a really, really stupid person once you make the trek across the country.
Deserts fry brains, okay?
They do. And there's a lot of them between DC and Nevada, I guess. Including Nevada. Other than that, I may or may not have subscribed to Star Wars The Old Republic again.
Of course you did.
Still a good game.
A therapist?
Maybe.
Professional help of some kind, maybe?
Yeah. See, I'm not entirely sure it's fun anymore, but I just kind of have a compulsion to... Oh, god damn it, I'm a WoW player.
Yeah, you are. Wow.
I get it.
Sorry. That was so bad.
Just gonna sandbag that one. Moving on.
Yeah, so I've been playing that again. And I still haven't finished the one character that I've pretty much been playing since I bought the game way back when it first came out.
Really?
Yeah, I bought that game when it came out and started a character. I'm still playing that character. He's level 47 now.
That's not max level, is it?
No, it's not even the original max level, let alone the expansions. So, yeah, that's been a slow burn, let's call it that. I'll get there, eventually.
No, you will.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there is another pseudo expansion coming out soon, so just those goalposts, it's moving further and further away.
Never mind, you'll never get there.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, no, I have no faith.
Aside from that, working. So I've been working and stuff. Apparently, I messed my back up a little bit yesterday, carrying wheelchairs and such, and boxes and stuff.
Because Casey lifts with a twisting, jerking motion, putting all the strain on his lower back.
That's the thing. You kind of have to because of how the storeroom is such a mess. There is not a lot of weight room to maneuver anywhere. So I was trying to drag this wheelchair box that is jammed between two other wheelchair boxes, sat on top of another wheelchair box. So this is a box that is sat about 4 or 5 feet high, that is also in itself 4 or 5 feet high, wedged between two boxes that are 4 or 5 feet high, and just jammed in there. So I have to try and pull it out.
Is it a box within a box?
It's a bag within a box.
Is it a box that is conscious and wishes desperately that we're not a box?
I do not know that wheelchairs are
boxes there.
Man-shaped boxes. No, we have weird corner-shaped boxes, which I'm not a fan of because they're really a pain in the ass to open. But that's about it.
I was about to say I was trying to think of a box-themed joke, and then Kenji just came out from left field, and I appreciate that.
Anyway, so yeah, I screwed up my back, and fun thing about working in accessibility style shop is you can say, hey, I probably shouldn't lift things very much today because my back is kind of hurting, and they'll hand you a back brace and say get on with it. Kind of
yeah,
should you be wearing a back brace to begin with?
Not really. There's not that much heavy lifting usually, but it's like restocking things and getting things out of the back so you can put them together and then put them on display, such things sometimes.
Your shop seems to follow the Kenji 618 way of handling injuries, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought you might. Yeah, so I was wearing a back brace today, and I now own it because it was excess stock that they needed to get rid of anyway. So, yay!
They just give it to you, or do you have to buy it?
No, they just gave it to me. Like I say, it's excess that we don't actually sell. It's not on the system. We're not actually supposed to have it.
Oh. Right.
It just sort of arrived. So they just said, okay, have that one.
You got a free back brace. That's awesome.
Yay.
Now, if anything breaks your back... Now, if anything breaks your back, you're fully prepared.
Yeah, great.
To solve it the Kenshi way.
Yeah, you could be more excited.
I mean, you got free stuff. It's a back brace.
Sure. I'm not keen on having things for injuries.
Wish I got a free knee brace.
Makes me feel bad and worried about the future.
But you're prepared. You're looking at it the literal wrong way. The opposite way.
You are prepared. Could you imagine if something happened and you didn't have that back brace?
He wouldn't have to imagine.
Stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I hate you guys. Except for Zero, because he's kind of cool today.
Yay.
See, here's the thing. Zero was going to miss today because he was a dumbass. Basically, he forgot that we were recording late today.
Yeah.
So when I emailed him the time, he was like, oh, shit, it looks like I can't make it tomorrow.
I didn't curse like that.
That was the sentiment, you know it.
It was the sentiment. Yeah, so I was like, okay. Hey, Casey, don't worry about having to record late or anything. We're all completely free on Friday. Zero, you schmuck. To paraphrase my email response. So, Zero, actually being a cool guy for once, decided to actually fix it, and so he's here for all of you to enjoy. Because I know you all love Zero, because he's the cute one.
Yes.
I'm not sure they do.
We have a cute one?
Yeah. Zero's the cute one. I forget which one.
Yeah.
I forget which one everyone else is.
I'm the Kenshi.
I'm pretty sure Ken was the bad boy.
And the face of the group.
I'm the Kenshi. There's no... You can't box me in.
Sure. Right, that was pretty much mine. So, Zero, go ahead.
Yeah, so what happened was, I originally had this whole schedule. I was supposed to work on Wednesday, and I was supposed to work on Thursday, and then Friday. And that was how it was going to be, and I was like, all right, this will work out, because I forgot we were doing it later on Friday. And so my family was like, all right, you guys, you want to see Ant-Man on Friday? And I was like, okay. And my dad made a quote-unquote reservation for my time a week ago. And so then, I managed to move that around so that we're going to go see the movie on Saturday. I originally had all of Saturday free. It was troublesome because I ended up shifting around my Thursday shift for my Saturday for somebody else's Saturday shift, and it got all confusing. But I managed to rearrange everything so I could be here. And
Yay, Zero!
Thank you. And I got covered on Wednesday because I had to prepare for a speech that I was going to be giving, an informative speech for my one summer class I'm taking. And incidentally, that was the food safety inspection that I missed at my work. I had somebody else cover for me. They got perfect on that, which is great. It means I don't have to worry about that anymore. And so I gave my speech, and would you guys like to guess what my speech was on, my informative speech?
Food safety?
Pokemon.
Podcast?
Wash your hands.
It was on Pokemon.
What?
It was on Pokemon. Yep. And I had...
Could you perhaps read us an excerpt of your speech, please, Zero?
Well, I started with the... we did visual aids and stuff, so I started with the Pokemon main theme.
Oh, God.
Did you just start singing it?
No, but somebody in the back was singing it. I think he was high.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I want to meet this person and shake his hand and be friends with him.
So I did that. I talked about Satoshi Tajiri's background with Pokemon, how he used to catch bugs and everything, how it inspired Pokemon. And then I talked about some of the tournament stuff. Like, I talked about a lot of the... because we were doing the Nuzlocke run, I was like, oh, I know about all this stuff now. So I talked about Stab. I didn't talk about Stab, actually. That was the one thing I forgot to talk about. I talked about abilities.
Oh,
I talked about IVs, EVs. I talked about the fact that you can get a $10,000 reward if you win the Pokemon World Championships, stuff like that. Because screw it, I can do whatever the heck I want, and this is going to be a college class.
Why not?
And I have a 96 in that class.
Zero, for my informative speech, I literally started with it, hey kids, you want to see a dead body? That was the first line of my speech. So, yeah.
Somebody else in the class did a whole thing on anime. So, I'm just like, oh, screw it. They convinced that it was that person, by the way, that convinced me to do Pokemon. So
start dating that person.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
If Casey said so.
Yeah,
someone in this podcast needs to be getting some.
I mean, yeah, it was a girl,
Apparently
but
it's not
come
on.
So I gave that speech. I sat down and afterwards, and I was just thinking, did I go undertime? Did I go overtime? Because everybody else was going overtime with their speeches, and I was actually probably not going to be able to go this week. But one dude who was supposed to go, who, by the way, is proud to be a druggie, sits in the back, and he has his head down, and the teacher calls him, hey, you're going today. And he's like, can I go on Tuesday? He's just like, okay. Despite the fact this person basically was not paying attention to class at all, and yeah. So that was fun, giving a speech about Pokemon, and I couldn't shut up about Pokemon for the entire day, so that was annoying for...
Everyone must have loved you.
I don't think they did.
How much could Zero really know about Pokemon? He can't remember types.
That's
Type
true.
changes.
That's very, very true.
But I can talk about breeding. No, I can't.
Hold up, Brock. Wow.
Again, Slicer apparently can't, so, yeah.
I also got my Lucina amiibo, because I've been ordering them, because I ordered a bunch of amiibos with the free Amazon $50 gift card thing. So you sign up, and then you sign up for a Visa, and then you never use it, and you get $50, so it's great. So they sent me a handmade letter. And I remember, like I mentioned before, I got the Onigiri Senbei from this other group.
Yeah?
Well, this place, they sent me a origami crane attached to a handwritten letter. And I'm going to read that now.
There's a lot of reading today.
Thank you for purchasing this time. Do you know the Japanese origami? This is a crane. I will send to you a little present. You are our Tomodachi. I will get a different origami, a different next time. Yours sincerely, Tomodachi Import Shop Japan.
I got nothing. I got nothing
I'm
for that.
so happy with this.
That was
The
painfully
bad English,
Japanese.
the origami.
Zero's buying all of this stuff exclusively from Japan from now on.
Because they send little gifts like this.
They called him their Tomodachi.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means, but yeah.
It means friend.
It means friend. Like in the title, Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukenai, which is an anime.
Nobody knows what you just said.
Yeah, I want to learn Japanese. So what? Aside from that, and giving the speech, which I was nervous over and prepping for a while, not much else really happened. I mean, been watching anime, I've been keeping up with that, and...
Oh, shit, I need to jump in real quick because you mentioned anime.
Yeah?
I started catching up with One Piece.
How's that going?
Anime?
Yeah.
Do you not like free time?
I've watched 10 episodes so far. I have like 170 to go.
Why are you not reading? What? That takes so much less longer to read than just to fucking watch anime. There's a lot of filler.
Yeah, I'm getting
so
that
much
impression.
less longer? That was a sentence.
You know what I meant, and I was right. So shut up.
I remember something else. I was reading like Jitsu wa Watashi wa the manga, and it's like, oh, this manga is moving faster than Nisekoi. Then somebody else in the comments said To Love Ru is moving faster than Nisekoi. I was like, To Love Ru? I remember that series.
Oh god.
So I took a quick look at To Love Ru, the Darkness thing, because I was curious about where the series has ended up, and it's just completely hentai. It's just completely like, yeah, it's just porn at this point.
That was the only place it could go.
It at one point it had a story, and there's a little bit fan service, but it's like a character gets introduced, and within the first page, in the first 10 seconds of meeting that character, his face goes right into that character's crotch. It's just
that's kind of a running theme in that series, I believe.
Yeah, but like normally it would be just that, and then you'd have that one scene, but no, it's so some series tend to go down that path, I guess. Goodbye plot, or hello, little bit of plot, but it's 99.99% just fan service.
DxD is baffling in that sense.
Yeah,
but it's kind of not done that.
Despite
kind of being that.
That's why like DxD is really good, because it's managed to still maintain a very interesting plot to take care of.
Also, lots of tits.
Yes. So. It has a nice balance. Yeah.
So you're saying one isn't bigger than the other?
Yeah.
There isn't more of one?
Yeah. You got it. So, all the other animes are going...
myself.
All the other animes are going strong. Prison School had its first episode. And
okay.
Basically, the premise of that is there's these guys that go into this all-girls school. There's like 5 guys in this all-girls school, and they decide to basically peep on the girls. Which then they think...
I need to set up Zero's anime... What did we call it?
1 hour?
I don't know.
Bonanza sounds good, actually.
I just want to say, like, this series... Okay, so the 5 guys that get caught, well, 4 of them get basically crucified, essentially. They're just, on stakes. And then they get all... No. They're just tied up and everything, and all the girls start beating on them, and they get put into a prison. A prison cell in the middle of the schoolyard. Where they're forced to work. And...
It was Zero's anime landfill, by the way.
Oh, alright.
So this is prison school?
Yeah,
yes?
It's, all the dudes like masochists and everything.
It's not a series for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're into that, and I'm probably not going to watch more of it, but I just wanted to check that out. And other than that, I haven't been watching any more new animes, because the ones I've been watching are pretty good.
Oh, well, I guess I can remove the landfill thing.
Yeah. I still need to watch Gangsta, though, because its title is literally Gangsta. And I'm hearing good things about it, because Gangstas. Alright, that's about it for my week.
Oh, that's your week?
Yeah, that's my week.
Okay. You sure?
Well, my friends in my other Skype group want to start up D&D. Yeah, and we still need to do that. I need to have an actually open schedule to be able to start planning everything and not be lazy. Because I'm very easily distracted by everything. I'm sure everybody has figured out by now.
Yeah. Your mic seems to be dropping in and out for whatever reason.
It's because I'm not talking loud enough.
Oh.
Yeah, noise gate, whatever. Alright, well, yeah, that was my week.
Okay. Holy crap, we're at 41 minutes already. Alright, first topic. I was basically not present when these topics were picked, but we'll go with it. The first topic is animesque expressions. So, the character's face faulted, or they had the little cross thing in the vein, and sweat dropping. Yeah. Writing those things. Not writing them to be put on screen or something,
just
to make an image out of it. Just as prose, that's how you're going to express that that's the expression that they're making.
I'm guilty of sweat drops. That's about the only one.
Guilty is the right word.
Is guilty of it?
Who?
Kenshi did it.
Yeah.
I eventually stopped when I realized.
Left unsaid.
I know why I did it. It's because the medium that I got introduced to writing in was fan fiction through anime.
Yeah.
Other people, other mediums don't do that shit. Like someone writing, like Harry Potter doesn't do that shit, or they should.
Actually, they kind of do sometimes. It's a little weird.
And I read a lot of catchy stuff, so I was kind of inspired from that, I guess. So,
I'll be honest, I don't think this is something I've ever done, but I've not really written anything that was of an anime set until... No? Actually, One Piece was the first one that is actually just straight up an anime. Everything else has been a game crossover or something from Harry Potter. So, yeah, I've never felt cause to actually do this. I don't think there is legitimate cause to do this.
Yeah, the only reason I ever used sweat drops was because I couldn't think of another word to describe exactly their character's expression. And I was newer at writing. It was like, that should just fill in that particular image of what people have.
Yeah.
I usually go with blank look or deadpan look or something.
Or a frown, something.
Yeah, deadpan is one word that I need to use more often.
Yeah, see, it works as a shorthand in an anime-based series, I guess, but it is a shorthand. It is a shortcut. It's not how...
It's a crutch.
It's a little bit of a crutch, yes. It's not like I can say you shouldn't do this because, well, that's not how you write prose. No, it's not how you write prose, but this is prose based on an anime, and it helps to get that same spirit of the series in there. So, surprisingly enough, I thought I'd come at this as just, no, don't do that. It's more like I'm kind of okay with it being there, used somewhat sparingly. Like, hey, remember, this was based on an anime, so if things get a little bit crazy, you should probably be expecting that. It helps keep that mindset of where the series comes from and where it might be going because of that in people's minds. So I'm somewhat okay with it sometimes.
For me, there are varying degrees of okay. Like, face vaulting, never, ever. Sweat dropping, that's fine. Sparingly, naturally, but it's fine for the most part.
I'm not sure how you would describe the cross-vein thing in prose without it just seeming very, very awkward. Okay. That still seems a little odd.
It is, but the throbbing vein thing, that works a little better. That's more Western-friendly, I suppose you could call it.
Mm.
Yeah. For the most part, it's usually fine as long as people know what you're talking about. And if they've seen anime, they've probably seen the expression before.
Yeah. The only example where I can straight up say, no, don't do this, got my throat, is when it's very clearly and obviously not anything to do with anime at all. Don't do this in Harry Potter fanfiction.
Please
or
don't.
Twilight.
No.
Or whatever.
If it's a literary work like that, just don't, please.
If it's a televised work, like Buffy or Supernatural or whatever, don't do that either.
Don't do that.
It makes no sense.
In my mind, Persona was always acceptable. It had a closer connection to anime with it being JRPG and...
And it does actually do that in the avatars sometimes.
Yeah, and it does do that in the avatars and has animated cutscenes and everything, like, somewhat acceptable, I guess. And I'm not just saying that because I've used it in my fan fiction. But honestly, I would say try to avoid them wherever possible. I understand it can give a better image of what you're trying to convey of the character's expressions, but just try to refrain from doing that. Try to find more creative ways to do that than just doing that. Because face vaulting, if I see somebody just say, oh, they face vaulted, don't.
That's... The thing about face vaulting is it's a visual gag on its own.
Yeah.
Without the visual, it falls flat on its face.
Yeah, it does.
So to speak.
You're not funny.
Damn it, laughing at that terrible, terrible joke. I hate myself.
Don't laugh at your own jokes, especially ones that bad.
Yeah,
I feel like Casey would be the uncle at the barbecue that tells a bunch of jokes and then laughs at them. Just louder than everybody else.
Yeah.
Or the only one to laugh, so he laughs the loudest. Yeah.
I thought it was clever. Shut up.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's not something that can work in just the written word, because it's not going to have the same impact of someone just imagining it happening. Because, they have to imagine it happen. So they know that it's going to happen in their imagination, so it's not just, oh, they fell over. That's not... There's an element of surprise in seeing it on screen, because that's not something people do, etc. So...
It's also something that's over in, all of a second, so... It's a very quick, funny kind of thing.
Yeah. And Ken's point is I think it was Ken, is absolutely right that it's kind of a crutch. Zero saying it's not very creative. It's not. He's absolutely right about that. It's not a particularly creative way of phrasing it. There are a lot more to people's expressions than just, this is a drop of sweat on the forehead, because... Why is there a drop of sweat on the forehead when they do, blank look? That makes no sense in reality.
It's exasperation is the real thing. Typically. If you could use
Why is there a drop of sweat on their face when they're exasperated?
It's Japan!
That means nothing, and you know it.
Not really.
Okay, so that denotation of an expression makes no sense at all. If you think about it even for a second. So, if you're trying to write a serious work, probably don't use them ever. Ever. Ever.
Yeah.
At best, they're comedy expressions. And the kind of, played out ones at that don't really work in prose, so there is very rarely going to be a good cause for using them.
And I swear, if you're in the middle of a serious cutscene and then you use something like that, like a serious scene, I said cutscene, sorry, a serious scene like that, and you use something like this person sweat dropped or this person had the cross veins or something like that, I will just drop that. I can't handle that.
Yeah, big dramatic moment. The character was so angry that a crossed vein pulsed out from their forehead. And
I don't even know. Do you write that as crossed veins? You say veins pulsing? Like what? How do you describe that in a literary sense?
Like I said, it's tick mark. That's what it's described as.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Don't do that, please.
Yeah, that does not sound like an angry thing. That sounds more like a cutesy thing, to be honest, just in description. So, yeah, don't do that. My voice, my God. Okay. Yep.
Sounds more like somebody has an actual tick on their forehead, like the bug that sucks blood, which makes things really confusing.
Yeah, they got bitten recently. Oh. Anyway, anything else to say for this particular topic?
Pretty much just keep in mind what medium you're using. Don't use visual gags. It doesn't work. It's not like it's not a matter of not as well as you think. It's more like not at all.
Yeah, there are occasionally ways to get around such things with prose, but not very often. There's very specific circumstances where you can get it to work a little better. Even so, it's not going to work as well as it does with a visual cue to work off of for the audience. Anything else?
I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. I was going to take a break so that I could, try and sort out my throat a little bit, but unfortunately the next topic is one I actually get to talk about a bit more extensively. That sucks. Divine intervention. So, this is when you have gods or goddesses or what have you intervene in a story.
Yeah.
Whether to take it off of the rails from canon or to take it off of the rails from whatever the hell you're actually writing.
No, this fits in very well with Deus Ex Machina, in that,
It's literal, yes.
Yeah, well, Deus Ex Machina has a few other, different things about it, but divine intervention is, in a literal sense, oh no, we're in trouble, hey, look, it's God, or goddess, or something. Or sometimes it's even, you could even say, an interesting way to invert this would be, we're winning, oh no, it's the enemy's God.
I don't know if I've
ever seen that.
I've never seen that. I would like to see that.
That
would be cool.
I know. I said that would be an interesting way to invert that, is you're beating the enemy, and then their God appears. And I feel like that would happen in an RPG. But, what's your guys' opinions of divine intervention?
Okay. The place where I see divine intervention most is probably the start of stories.
Yeah, mostly crossovers.
Because you have not even just crossovers. You have the protagonist who, as always, is a down on his or her luck character that is having a shitty time of it for whatever reason, and the gods or fate or death or whomever the author chooses decides to intervene because one guy is sad.
Or alternatively, they're kind of important in the grand scheme of things, and they didn't get that call to action, or they didn't, whatever. They're making up for a mishap earlier in time.
Yeah. I'd just like to say, though, this guy's sad, we need to do something about it, is very Care Bears in its storytelling style.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, that was literally the plot of Care Bears. Was that two kids didn't care enough. Two kids in the whole goddamn world didn't care enough, so all the Care Bears had to go down and help them care.
I mean, it's not like were those kids starving children in Africa with AIDS?
No, they were just kids that were kind of apathetic.
Oh.
Congratulations, fiction writers. Like 20% of you have written a Care Bears story by accident.
Yeah. Divine intervention, if you're doing it at the beginning of the story, have it make some amount of sense. Like, I can easily accept okay, we screwed up, and we need to make this right. I can accept that. But if it's, this guy's sad, or...
I like that that's cool.
Yeah. If it's a character if you're writing in a fan fiction, there's a character that could actually have like a divine intervention type thing, and he's just a nut, and he just does crazy stuff because whatever. That's fine too. It's like, hi, I'm gonna mess with your life because it's fun. That works.
That would be the random omnipotent bastard trope.
Yeah,
where it's just some random deific figure decides, I want to fuck with someone today, and thus does. That can be fun. A lot more than the this guy's sad trope.
I've never seen a case of divine intervention fanfiction that I particularly enjoyed, but I did see one in video games. Like
what is that?
Mortal Kombat. In Mortal Kombat, the whole story behind that is Shao Kahn rules Outworld. He has to beat every century. He said he starts a tournament. Champions of Earth Realm, which is what Earth is, have to fight him off, and if they can win one time to break his chain of 10 victories, they save Earth from being invaded and taken over. And he gets really close to doing that. He wins 9 times straight.
Yep.
And
Mortal Kombat is, in fact, the 10th one, I believe, yes?
Yeah. And fucking the Elder Gods don't give a fuck. These are rules they set up so that realms could invade other realms or whatever without actually going into full war all the time. Except for Raiden, who really, really wants to protect Earthrealm and gives up godhood to go down there and try and do something about it.
Doesn't he also suck at it?
He does suck at it. He really, really sucks at it. And he's evil now. He's obsessed with protecting Earthrealm at all costs, yes.
Huh.
No matter what, Earthrealm has to be safe.
So that time travel thing didn't really work out too well for him.
Really didn't. He fucked up a lot of shit.
Yeah. Post Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Hey, he is a cyborg now, or he was.
When I think of divine intervention, I think of God of War, that game franchise. I think of that because, hey, no, we killed your gods.
Wasn't Kratos like Ares' son or something?
Some weird stuff.
He was like...
He
worshipped Ares, and then he didn't.
And then he was supposed to go into, like, hell or something, and then Gaia intervenes. It's like, oh, you're gonna... No. So, divine intervention, we've talked about at the beginning of the story, and that's a great way to set up a plot that's easy.
Let's ease off on the word great. Then,
I know. It's a great, easy way, rather. Because then you can just, if you do it right, then it's just like, okay, this character will probably never appear again, but at least now I can move on with the story.
It's a kickstart. You just go.
Yeah. And that done right can be fast, quick, fine. Yeah. However, divine intervention at the end, because I feel like...
That's called an arse pull. or an ass pull, if you prefer.
Yeah. I've read stories where at the end, the starting divine intervening god or goddess is suddenly the final boss or something. Or, in the case of Persona 3, it's all Nyx's fault. You know, Nyx. That one person that you never knew, the goddess that's destroying everything. Then, yeah. That was... It always ends with divine intervention causing something or whatnot with Persona 3. And Persona 4 is more closely related to that, because that is literally divine intervention.
Yeah, I think the first two were Eldritch Abominations more than divine deities. So, I mean, it was Njal at the tip, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think that's a fucking Lovecraft character.
Yeah, it is. It is, actually.
So,
I think it's the Crawling Chaos. Or Creeping Chaos. I don't know. There's all different types of chaos. But... Yeah, Persona 4 starts, oh, hey, you shake hands with a goddess in disguise and you get your powers. And, oh, hey, it ends with you fighting that same
spoilers!
You know what? If people get mad about spoilers for Persona 4 after how long it's been out, I'm just done.
Okay.
Come on, you've had your chance. And we talk about Persona all the time.
Yeah, we do.
But...
Actually, we don't recently, but, you know. Whatever.
I feel like divine intervention at the end, when it, like, hasn't been hinted at or just suddenly either... I think the worst example is this character's in trouble, and now they're all of a sudden going to get a super power-up help from God.
Yeah. See, we've talked about foreshadowing before, and setting things up in advance for, you know, like Chekhov's guns and such things. That's kind of important usually for making a great story, but if you're going to have a god intervene in the climax of your story, you need to foreshadow that shit or it will ruin it.
Oh yeah. Maybe even directly reference that foreshadowing actually later.
Yeah. It's not even this is not so great because it just kind of came out of nowhere, but the rest of it's fine. No. It will piss on the rest of your story if you do that without, you know, setting it up first.
And it kind of reminds me, the ancient Greeks, when they would tell a lot of their stories of Hercules and everything, a lot of the time is they'd put the character in an impossible-to-win situation, and then, oh, hey, God will pluck him out of that situation, and now he's safe. And just out of nowhere, yep, well, God liked him, so now he's safe. You can't hurt him anymore.
Yeah, the thing about ancient Greek stories, though, is that those gods would...
Pickle dicks?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
I was gonna... Yeah, but okay, we'll go with that.
That's kind of an example of... I can't think of anything to get the character out of this with their own power, so I'm just going to suddenly just... Oh, there's a god character, right? Sure, they help him out. For some reason, I'll finagle later. It's lazy. Is what I feel like most of the time. It's lazy.
Yeah. Of course, you could always go in the other direction afterwards of like, hey, I saved your ass. Now you kind of owe me one. Go and do this really impossible thing for me.
Yeah.
That was actually
gods,
that was usually the case.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
divine intervention as a story starter, it helps kick off a story fairly quickly.
It is basically your go-to weapon for self-inserts.
Oh,
yeah.
As a climactic point in the series, foreshadow it, please, or at the very least have some sort of reason for it. Other than I just could not think of any other way out of the situation. Because it annoys me when people just fall back on that, like, all the time. Anybody else have anything else to say?
No, not really.
I'll take that as a no.
I didn't really get a chance to respond, but
okay.
The only time I can really accept it is, like we mentioned earlier, where it's at the beginning of a crossover and it's like a page, and nobody cares. It's over quick, and then you can just ignore it.
It's like a painless little shot. You just have to take it a little bit. And sometimes it's really interesting, and sometimes it can come up later, but that's not like the majority of the time.
Okay, so that's that topic pretty much covered. Third topic is name order confusion. Okay, here's a good rule of thumb. If you're writing in an anime setting, pick one of two routes. First route, use Japanese terms translated ideally afterwards, and have the surname first, first names last, as in Uzumaki Naruto, etc. Alternatively, English terms, and put the names in the English, the Western style. So, Naruto Uzumaki, for example. That is probably the easiest way to sort it. But pick one. Do it one way. Do not change from that one way, ever. The names, I mean, specifically.
I get kind of a little bit frazzled when people take something that has, like, say, Naruto has a legitimate, like, localization type dub for everything. And so it's Naruto Uzumaki. Everybody recognizes him as Naruto Uzumaki, and then you write your fic and it's Uzumaki Naruto. That bothers me. I mean, it probably shouldn't, but it's just like I'm so used to the other way around because you know.
That's the thing. Some people prefer subs, some people prefer dubs. I need to actually be able to pronounce my P's right now. Thank you. So, if you're watching the subs, then you're going to know him as Uzumaki Naruto, and if you watch the dub, you're going to know him as Naruto Uzumaki. That's just how it's going to work. So, yeah, like I say, pick one. But you have to stick with it, otherwise you're just going to end up confusing people. Because not everyone's going to know these fucking names. So if you start switching them up and deciding, oh, I'm going to be doing the first names first now, because that's easier for me to get my head around. Well, great, you just confused a fair portion of the user base because they've forgotten who was who, because you're using the wrong name now.
Yeah.
I said user base, I meant reader base. Whatever.
It's alright.
An example of this would actually be Sam Jazz. Yeah, that's it, Sam Jazz. In Fairly English Story, he mixed up the names. So Seta's name was Seta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
I honestly can't remember which way it's supposed to be anymore, because I've written it wrong so many times.
Seta is the last name.
Yeah. They give a name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word. I don't fucking know anymore. Christ. I had to write that every time, so it had to get ingrained in my head. Otherwise I would have gotten it wrong, so I had to remember it. And now I don't know anymore. What's real? Is this real life?
I find the easiest way
This is fantasy.
I find the
Not
easiest...
singing.
God in a land. I'm sorry.
I find the easiest way to deal with this and not have any sort of confusion is really before you start writing, decide how you want to do the names and what's more familiar to you. For example, if you live in America, you're going to be more familiar with first name first, last name last. So just go around and just kind of switch all of those around so that they're in the right order before you even start, and make sure to stick with that.
That actually ties pretty close into mine, is that if I choose to use suffixes, which is about as Japanese as I go, then I always use surname first. If I have suffixes, I use the names the Eastern way of doing it, but otherwise I just stick with Western.
Okay. I'd just like to point out, I'm also guilty of mixing up which way I was doing it every now and again. I'm pretty sure I've gotten it back to front a few times in Life of a Ninja and swapped him over because I was being stupid and hadn't written in like 3 months because that's how I do.
Casey, I shouldn't be the one to say this because I'm worse, but you update once every 6 months. I'm not surprised you forget how you do it.
I need to update my fan fiction.
I gotta be strict about it.
Yeah, I want to write more. Actually, it's just it's a weird thing. I was trying to write The Whitest Man in Skyrim, which is still a good name.
Yeah.
I've realized I think way too hard about that fic. It's like, I think a lot about all of the things that I write, for whatever reason, mostly because I get up in my own head, because it's annoying that I do that. But that one I really shouldn't, because it's a self-insert. This is me. I'm not trying to write really complex characters that I've made up. I'm just writing me, and this is me in the situation. I shouldn't have to think that hard about what I would do. But
Oh, I was going to say, were you running into the games we play problem, where you're monologuing constantly?
No. I'm still short and snappy with, like, what's going on. That's always been a thing that I do. I'm concise in everything I write for whatever reason. So, I don't know. It's just a stupid thing that happens when I try to write. It's really annoying. Anyway, that was a tangent. I apologize.
Yeah.
So, name order confusion.
Stick with what you're most familiar with, is my advice. If you want to do the backwards naming style that they have, and you live in a country where you use something like that, it's more familiar to you.
If you use that yourself, then yes, absolutely do that. If you don't, which is going to be most of the people that either listen to this podcast or write fanfiction for that matter,
I would say for that you need to plan for it.
Be diligent about it.
Take the characters' names, write them down the exact way they're supposed to be, and have it as a reference as you write it. So in case you get confused, you can just recheck and okay, it goes like that. Otherwise, you're going to get confused at one point whether or not it's 2 chapters down the line or 20. And I feel like having a reference is, like a little reference sheet is the best way to go about that.
Incidentally, I'd just like to point out, some series are stupid.
How so?
In that they will get the names in the wrong order in canon. For example, Rock Lee and Mike Guy. They are that in either way that you experience it, whether through sub or dub. They did not change that.
Don't call him Rock. That's just weird. I've only seen that a few times, but it's just... Why?
Yeah. So, yeah, those can be annoying.
I like Rock Lee and Mike Guy better than Lee Rock and Guy Might. Actually, Guy Might might be better.
Guy Might's kind of okay.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Guy Might is fine, but Lee Rock is... Because I think the thing is, with Rock Lee, you want to have a Bruce Lee type of parody type, there. So that's why they wanted to keep it like that. So
that is clearly what they were going for, yeah.
Yeah, that's clearly what they're going for. So there's no reason to change that. Mike Guy, on the other hand...
Might Guy is just a descriptor, is the idea.
Yeah.
He is the Might-y guy.
And Guy Might, as cool as that sounds, doesn't necessarily
sound cool.
Convey that.
Maybe Deku should call himself Guy Might. That'd be the crossover no one asked for.
Guy Might. All Might. Together. Team up.
No, you just replace All Might with Guy, and that's just how the story goes.
But then Deku would turn out to be Rock Lee.
Sort of. He would have the power of youth. It would be great.
It's kind of similar. I mean, Deku breaks his hand punching stuff, and Rock Lee paralyzes himself trying to fight Gaara. I mean,
this is like this fanfiction is writing itself. You know that.
Anyway, so that's pretty much that topic covered. I think just stick with it. Pick one, stick with it. So that's the topics done. Questions. We got a question from Sleeping Meerkat. He asked us, the worst game we've played. We get this a surprising amount of times, apparently. But, whatever.
So, when I was during the 4th of July, when I was hanging out with friends at their beach house, they brought out an old Super Nintendo, which you then plugged in, and you know what they had for that Super Nintendo?
Bubsy 3D.
Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Bubsy 3D was on the PlayStation.
Now, I don't know if you guys ever played Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo but it's really not great.
I played it on the Genesis, and I think that's a different game.
Yeah, it's a completely different game, trying what system you play it on. But
yeah, the Super Nintendo one is the one where there's 5 different dinosaurs that you play as you progress through the game, right?
You play, but the Super Nintendo one you play as as a human in Jurassic Park, and he's one of the movie characters or something. I can't remember his name.
Dr. Grant, probably.
Yeah, Dr. Grant. That was what it was. You're playing as him, and you're running around, and at first, it's like, okay, these are actually pretty good sprites. This is playing really well. And then you go in a building. And then it switches to, like, a sort of a Doom-style shooter, except really bad.
Yeah.
Like, 2 best friends played this, and when they did, you're like, okay, that seems okay, but once you actually get to play it, you can feel how bad it is.
Yeah. Even just seeing it, you can know how bad it is.
This thing is laggy and slow, and it's depressing.
It's the kind of badness that slowly seeps into your pores as you play.
Like, you play it, like, I told my brother, we're not playing this game, this is horrible. He's like, I want to play that game. And like, we're both going to regret this. And by the end of that, we both did. It was not great.
Yeah, the Genesis version was the superior version.
I won't
Absolutely.
oppose you on that.
Yeah. You play as Dr. Grant, and he gets a bunch of weapons, and it's a side-scrolling shooter, kind of. You fight dinosaurs, it's pretty cool. Or you play as a raptor.
Yeah.
And you get to eat dinosaurs for health.
Yeah, I saw gameplay of that, but the Super Nintendo one, although the sprites look really good on the overworld, in buildings it's so disgusting, so physically foul, that I had to drop the controller and just remove the cartridge and say, I'm done with this game. Why do
I thought you were going to say, undo my pants and take a shit on it.
That's a weird place for your mind to go. So, have you been watching Angry Video Game Nerd or something?
No.
No? I'm worried about you then.
If it wasn't for the fact that was somebody else's cartridge, I might have done that. It was just... It wasn't
not crazy.
A little crazy. Let's not overdo it.
All right, you guys got any other changes to your previous choices?
I don't know whether I talked about Bubsy the Bobcat, the first one on the Genesis. Last time we talked about this. Not actually as bad as people claim it to be. It's a decent game. It's hard as fuck, but it's a decent game. Platformers go. Okay. I'm going to reference a very old game, and I don't know whether any of you have actually played it, but there was this game where you're a guy that's supposed to be like a cool guy or something, and he's on a tropical island, and there are skateboarding sections, and it's a side-scroller.
No.
No?
What was this for?
This was for the Genesis.
No.
No?
Nobody had a Genesis.
I had Sonic on the Genesis, and it wasn't even my system, so no.
Yeah. But whatever it was called, it was not a good game.
I actually liked Sonic 06.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Glitchy as fuck, but it was okay.
It had its charm, weirdly enough.
I'm never gonna play it again because I know if I play it again, any good memories I ever had of it will just be destroyed, and my soul.
Thankfully, it's not on Steam, so I won't ever get compelled to 100% it again like I did.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that. I own it, unfortunately, so I might replay it at some point.
Get a phone game or something to play in the loading screens.
Yeah.
You'll thank me later.
I want to play that Fallout game. I should be getting it at some point, but
Worst game ever for me is still Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire for PlayStation 3. It's awful. It's wretched.
I actually cannot remember what I answered last time, but Fuse, I think it was. This utterly atrocious shooter game for, I think it was a PlayStation.
Fuse. Sounds familiar for some reason.
It had the mechanic where you juiced up, essentially. You were some kind of soldier, then you joined the rebels, and then you joined the soldiers again. It was...
You mean Haze?
Haze, that's it.
Yeah, Haze. I remember that game.
It was a bad game.
Well, ish. Wasn't horrendously bad. It was just more, it's kind of not much to this.
See, that was the thing. I mean, that was like when we first got the PS3 for the first time, the one that bricked when it started the update game. And so I had higher expectations than I should have, and that didn't work out well.
Yeah. It was just sort of a, hey, we have this controversial concept in this game. You have to take drugs to get better abilities and such. And then they kind of stripped that mechanic out entirely, like halfway through.
Not even halfway. You joined the Rebels like 3 missions in.
Oh, well. Yeah, so that was kind of pointless then, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so Haze. Just going to link dump. Yay. Trying to think of a really, really terrible game that I played. And I'm drawing a bit of a blank, to be honest with you.
See, that's kind of the problem. If you play a bad game, you generally want to get it out of your memory.
Forget it?
Yeah.
I can never scrub the stain of Mobile Suit Gundam Crossfire from my brain. Trust me, I want to.
Well, I'm opening Steam, if that seemed to jog my memory, and see if I've got any games in there that I probably do. Let's see.
I don't think of anything else awful I've played. There are probably tons that I've just forgotten.
I can. Ultra Street Fighter 4 is on a free weekend on Steam.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
I'm going to Steam right now to handle this.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Free weekends mean nothing to me because by the time I get them downloaded, the weekend is over.
I'm so sorry.
It doesn't really matter. Most of the games that go on that weekend thing, I'm not remotely interested in.
Yeah, usually it's some multiplayer game that I don't care about. It currently is, in fact, a multiplayer game I pretty much don't care about. I just don't can't be interested.
I just remembered something. Amazon Prime had their Amazon Prime Day where they promised more sales than Black Friday. So I looked
and then they knocked $1 off of the stupidest crap. Yeah.
No. You could get a PS4 for 2 cents less.
Wow. Way to go, Amazon.
Every single game that I checked, the most I think I saw was $10 off Yoshi's Woolly World, and that was Nintendo being gracious, but every other game was 2 cents off. Or occasionally 3.
Wow.
Just instead of being like $59.99, it was $59.96.
I'm tempted to install and play Nosgoth just so I can say that's the worst thing I've ever played.
What's Nosgoth?
You've heard of the Legacy of Kain series, yes?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned it into a Team Fortress style game.
What?
Ew.
Yeah. That happened. You remember the great storytelling style that it had, with very interesting and vibrant dialogues between characters that had amazing voice actors, fucking Michael Bell and Simon Templeman, I apologize.
No,
See,
but I'm sure you
I played
Great.
Soul Reaver when I was like 8. I didn't give any kind of a shit about the story. I just like stabbing things.
But their voices were so great, though. Wait. I think... I'm going to just double check something. I know the name of the voice actor for the Elder God, but it can't possibly be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, and... Yeah, well, it's Tony J. So he's kind of a big deal as far as voice actors go. But yeah, that's a really depressing turn for that series. Like, really depressing. Like, top 5 depressing turns in video game series ever. Anyway, not really finding anything. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on faith that Nosgoth is the worst game that I have not played.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
I think you're safe making that claim.
Yeah. It's a good claim. Speaking truth on the Fandom Flux podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so I think we can just move on to recommendations now, unless anyone wants to talk about some shitty games that they played before.
No, I'm good.
I think we got it, pretty much.
I can't really think of any more.
Archibald's Trip was kind of shit. I was very disappointed by it.
It was good once you managed to get a lot of the controls down, because what happened was the guard button you have to constantly use because that refocuses the camera so you can do all your combos and stuff, and I finally learned that. And it gives you the crappiest weapon in the entire game with the worst moveset, because you're often swarmed by enemies, and it gives you you're just unarmed, so you need to get a big item, and then just the bigger weapons have better move combos that destroy everything. And once you get that down and you have your equipment upgraded, it's fairly fun, actually. Because if you do the arena, you unlock different ways to strip people in that game. One of which is like a shonen style, inspired by manga style of doing things. So you do an uppercut and they just go off into the distance, into the little star thing, and then it's fun.
I can't think of any more. I can't think of any more bad games, but I wanna bring up an underrated game in video game history.
All right.
Shoot.
Def Jam Fight for New York.
Okay, I can second that.
I think I played a Def Jam game once for like half an hour. So I have no idea.
It's basically just it's a versus game. It's a fighting game involving rappers.
Yeah.
Like Flavor Flav and Ludacris and Method Man and Fat Joe.
And Exhibit.
Yeah.
I remember I played as Exhibit.
Come on, that game was awesome.
I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, it's awesome. You don't remember how outrageous the finishing moves are?
I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know who any of these people were, so...
Oh.
Kenji,
is that on Steam?
Kenji, we need to do something like that. We need to do some fighting games.
I'm looking for it. It has to be on Steam.
Flux Fight Night will happen.
Oh, I'm already downloading Street Fighters.
You didn't already have Street Fighter 4?
Not on this. Not on...
Def Jam is not on Steam.
Damn it! Get on that, Steam!
They should get Jet Set Radio in first. Well, Jet Set Radio Future, I mean. The good one.
Maybe if I could dig through PlayStation Network, I can find it on there somewhere.
Maybe.
So I need to figure out how to record PlayStation.
And now I have Birthday Cake stuck in my head again.
Why?
Because it's the most memorable song in the game for being the worst song in history.
Yeah, and to record PS3, you need a Dazzler card, which are like $150.
Well, there's other options that are cheaper.
There are. There's like Black Magic and another one. Begins with a G. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. PS3 ones are a lot easier to get hold of than PS4 ones. Which are very
I'd imagine so. Yeah, that makes sense. Because apparently Sony don't want people on Twitch to be able to actually,
do anything with that footage. They just, hey, it's fucking on Twitch, yay, and that's all you get. Idiots.
I went on Steam and I found a game called Girlfriend Rescue. Apparently it's Dragon...
What do you do in it?
It's Dragon Quest and Streets of Rage. Rogue-style RPG and beat 'em up, where you rescue your girlfriend.
Is it Jessica from the Puff Puff Club?
It's an RPG Maker game.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a few of those on Steam now. I guess we're done with that topic. Let's move on to recommendations. I have one. Does anyone else have one?
I got one, I guess.
Okay. Slicer, go.
So I picked up, as I mentioned, I picked up a bunch of Disgaea games. And Disgaea 4 is just as good as everyone else in the series, pretty much. It's the same amount of grindy, though, but the writing is very amusing, as always. The characters are just as one note as they should be, which is annoying at first, and then funny, and then annoying, and then funny again. I don't know how that works, but it does. So, yeah, if you got a PS3, pick up Disgaea 4. It's pretty fun.
Oh, I do have one, actually. I didn't recommend last week because I recommended an actual story last week.
Sounds good, dude. Get your turn, dude.
Okay.
I'm going to do the dude thing now from now on. Thank you, Slicer. This is your fault.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Oh, right. Grinny.
So, if you haven't noticed, I am ecstatic about Rocket League.
Yes, he is, dude.
Get that fucking game. If you have a PlayStation 4, you have no excuse. It's free for the month of July.
Oh.
Only if you have PS Plus, dude.
Oh, I have PS Plus. I should get that.
Yes, you should. And it's $20 on Steam. So,
£11 in UK.
So go cop that. That hot
real people money, dude.
That hot Rocket League jank.
Funny, I was about to say imaginary people money.
Anyone else? Zero, if you got one?
I recommend everybody go outside and sniff the sunlight.
But sunlight's bad for you.
Okay.
It's melanoma.
How many prescription drugs are you on right now?
None. I'm like this normally.
He's high on life, dude.
Yeah.
If you say dude one more time...
He's really high on life. Zero's getting super wasted on life.
I can't get wasted in the real life, so I have to get wasted on life.
Okay. My recommendation is Shake the Heavens. I think I actually mentioned it on recording last time that there was a fic that I wanted to recommend, but I was waiting for it to get to 3 chapters so it would have a decent amount to go off of. So, this is a High School DxD Naruto crossover. It is actually a rewrite of a story that he already wrote that is vastly different from the original story.
That's different.
And a massive, massive improvement. Like, it is like night and day to compare the two. So, I won't talk about the original version because it was kind of not so great. But this version... So Naruto is basically, he's a student at Kuo. He is lodging in a house that's like student dormitories but privately owned. So it's owned by someone that lives in the house.
So the Persona 3 style dorms where you live there and it's a student dorm but you do whatever you want, pretty much.
More or less. I mean, the one that owns it is an old lady who is a bit strict. Yeah, and so he lives there with a few of the other students, including one of the perverts. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Motohama. I don't remember which one that is. Zero's not answering, so he doesn't either.
I don't know.
And the female pervert, and a couple of others. And basically stuff happens from there.
Sexy stuff or just stuff?
Sort of, yeah. He has one of Sona's periods as his girlfriend. He did not know she was a devil until chapter 2, I think. Or is it end of chapter 1? I don't remember. Anyway, so it's quite well put together. He is spending a lot of time on setup, which I very much appreciate.
Did the original lack that, or...?
It's not so much that it lacked the setup, it's just that it was more like he didn't really do any setup even for himself. He was just going with the story and just taking it wherever it went. Which, in this case, it did not do him any favors. But here, he is spending a lot of time setting up different pieces and players and such things, and it is very promising that he is putting a lot more thought into where he is going to take this story.
Well, that's nice.
So, and it's got surprisingly snappy dialogue, especially compared to the previous version, which was not so great. It had a... You remember Naruto's dark side?
Oh. Yeah.
That was a character in the previous version. His thing was he swore a lot. Like I say, the previous version wasn't great. But that character is gone, for one thing. And Naruto is actually mildly amusing in his I don't give a shit about any of you kind of mannerisms. It actually plays a little bit funny sometimes.
Oh.
Especially since he has decent straight men to work up against.
Yeah. That's great.
The great way to be a dick is to be a funny dick.
Yeah, really, it is.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. Because the original was pretty not good, but it was readable at the very least. And this is just leaps and bounds better. I'm not even joking.
Oh, guys. So my boss just sent me a text message, and I got my schedule. And because we got so good on our inspection, we're having a pizza party on Friday.
You're 6 years old, I swear to God.
We're having a pizza.
Do you mean today or next Friday?
Next Friday. We're having a pizza party.
Isn't that kind of sacrilege to have a pizza party in KFC?
We don't care.
Not really, because the pizza's from Pizza Hut, which is connected to KFC because it's Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's...
Have some fucking Taco Bell on the side,
Young Foods, yeah.
Yeah, get all the diarrhea out in one.
And it's going to be right after closing, so I'm going to go drive over to my KFC at 10:30 at night to eat pizza.
Also, Ken, you call him childish for that, but would you turn down a free pizza party?
I fucking wouldn't. I would love some... I'm so hungry right now, I swear to God. I have a freezer full of pizza. I am just going to immediately eat one as soon as we're done recording, which is in like 3 hours by the way.
Saber.
No.
You're just gonna eat it whole?
I'll be honest, I don't bother with cutting it up. I just rip it, just eat it in pieces.
Friggin' animal.
Yes, yes, I am.
Slice Saber made a video about it, and you don't use it.
No, it was free. Who cares? I have a pizza cutter if I need one. I'll never need one.
You have civilized guests over, so maybe.
Who needs civilized people?
Pizza.
What? If they want to eat civilized pizza, then I'll order in. They cut it for you. I'm not wasting the effort.
Alright, so there's recommendations. I recommend you go out and have a pizza party, and then sniff the sunlight.
Praise that sun.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I recommend you buy and cook a pizza and then just rip it apart and see how much fun it is to eat it that way. It's so much fun.
I would burn my hands. When do you
Fold
eat it? When it's cold?
No. You rip it from the crust.
Have it the New Jersey way. Take a slice of pizza and fold it.
Most pizza can't.
That's terrible.
That's like you need to do that with Jersey pizza.
Yeah, I've had some Jersey style pizza. It's really good.
I just want to clarify. You mean New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
What other Jersey would be?
Or
Old Jersey.
The
one in this country.
I don't know this mythical location you're speaking of.
What are you talking about? There's only New Jersey.
Yeah, we're America.
Yeah, and there's only New England as well.
Yeah.
Totally.
In fairness, New South Wales is in Australia, so fuck you guys. You don't get the part of the country. The fuck am I talking about?
Well, it's obviously not that great if it's not in America.
I don't.
All right, I'm ending the shit show right now. Okay. So thank you for listening to Fandom Flux Podcast episode 94. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the YouTube channel, through the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. We're going to be adding a new Patreon donation reward, which is, let's put a number on it.
Let's say 30 or 25.
That's a bit high.
Okay, let's say, do we have 15 filled? I can't remember. Do we have 15 filled?
Yeah.
Because I
don't think we have 5. Let's go with 5.
We have 5.
I don't remember. We'll pick something. It won't be a very large amount of money, and you can just you can pick.
Yeah, we don't have 15. We could go with $7.50. Yeah.
Or we could just go with 5, and you can pick and choose which one you want.
Or $8. That way we each get $2.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
0. Right. This Patreon reward will be you will be able to choose which story we will do a dramatic reading of.
You can choose which chapter as well.
And the chapter, and if you like, you can choose which person will do the dramatic reading.
Yeah. So if you want me to do it with all my silly voices, Casey to do it with his fun way of reading, or Kenshi with his awesome way of reading, or Slicer with his slightly awkward way of reading.
Yeah, I'm really monotone and awkward, so maybe you'd be wasting your money. Unless you want that. Okay, sure.
Okay, so yeah, that will be the new reward on the Patreon page. So if you want to have us do a specific fanfiction, a specific chapter, then, donate, let us know which one you want, and we'll get on that.
If we did $12, we all would get $3.
Stop doing math.
But
it's actually really kind of not cool to talk that much about the money people are giving us.
What if we did 4 cents and we each got a penny of our own?
In case you would only get like a third of a penny.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bear in mind I eat the costs from PayPal transactions as well.
So you get less than a third of a penny.
Yes, I would.
So we'd make it 12 cents. But then divided 13 cents.
I'm just going to let him roll with it at this point. I don't care anymore.
I don't know the exact mathematical equations here.
Then why are you trying to figure it out?
Because it's fun.
What the hell is wrong with you to think maths is fun?
Yeah, I know.
It's fun when it involves a paycheck.
That's true, actually. That's very, very true.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Have we ended this yet?
Have we?
Once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux Podcast episode 94. Bye now.
Bye.